Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2018 with Brandon McInnis. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Alrighty, my friend. So, how did you get started in the world of entertainment?
I did musicals in high school, actually, and then when I went to college, I stopped doing that, and I studied opera a little bit, did a bunch of different things, and I was away from acting for like 10 years before I came back into it, so that's how I got my start.
Alrighty, now it says in your bio that you translate Japanese to English. How did that come about? And you also got the chance to work in Japan because of that.
Yeah, so I studied Japanese in college. It was my undergrad degrees, actually, in Japanese language. And I studied abroad, did stuff like that. And then I got an opportunity to interview with a company over in Tokyo when a friend of mine who worked at that company left and went and studied film. So he called me and he said, "Hey, do you want to interview?" And I thought, my Japanese is horrible. Like, I mean, not good enough for business use and translation. And it turned out that it was fine, so I went and did that, and it was great. It was really great.
Cool, because I believe that does go into your ability to translate is now found in some textbooks in some of the higher education schools over in U.S. and Europe. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, that's weird. I wish it meant more. I don't get royalties or anything. Yeah. I wish. But the
sweet 12 cents.
Yeah, that's sweet 12 cents, right? No, but the book that I translated is a manual on programming, like teaching people how to program little video games and stuff. And so now it's used by a couple different universities around the world, and so it feels good. I mean, I feel cool because of it.
Awesome. And it also says in your bio that you translated for a couple of Japanese bands. How has that been up for you to be able to translate for them? Like, I know that you got to translate for Noboru Utsuma when he came to Hawaii that one time. And I know you've been doing some other bands around the United States when they came here from Japan. So what's it like when you get to hang out with those bands?
It's really surreal sometimes to have the curtain pulled back a little bit, because especially when you're working with these very visual bands, you see them and they're all decked out and they're on stage and they look really untouchable. And then, for instance, if you're interpreting for them, then they get off stage, they like pull all this stuff off, and they're like, "Oh gosh, that was hard." It's really funny to see. Yeah. Working with Nobuo was pretty wonderful. That was a moment when it was a surprise to me. I showed up for this convention I was working at. I didn't know who I'd be working with. When I found out I was working with him, that was a moment that I really had to contain my inner fanboy, because I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Nobuo! Don't screw it up!" So that was pretty cool. He's also really good at pool. He will kick your ass at pool. He's awesome.
We've had the chance to just chat with him, but we haven't done an interview with him yet.
Oh, well, I highly recommend it. He's great. He's funny.
I know he is. So now you're working over at Funimation, and you happen to be working on Black Clover, which has been one of your first ever times being on Toonami. So how is that like for you, actually seeing your work on national television?
That's weird. It's so weird.
My voice is coming out of my TV during a live broadcast.
So the building that I live in downtown Dallas, they have this great TV in the lobby, and I don't actually have cable. I don't have Cartoon Network. So luckily my building was like, "Yeah, we'll have a party." So they had a little event, and it was really cool seeing it. It's very surreal to hear, like, "Oh, that's my voice. That's Toonami. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have an ice cream." I don't know. I feel so cool.
Alrighty, and tell us about your character that for the Black Bull Squad.
Oh, so the character I play is Finral Rulacase, and he has spatial magic, so he can open portals and stuff, and he's also always hitting on women, which is ironic and hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it, but he also has this innocence about him that makes him less creepy, I guess. I don't know. He's just innocently hitting on every woman he sees. Yeah. I do remember this one line that we recorded, and Chubbs, our director, Chris George, he said, "All right, I'm going to need a lot of sincerity on this line." And he's hitting on this mom, and he's like, "It's all right. You can bring your kids. It'll be great." I was like, "Oh, Chubbs, really?" That was funny.
Alrighty, so for fans of video games, we have gamers. Which would be easy for you to follow along right now? Like, what game would be fun for you? Oh, sorry, the anime gamers. Yeah, how is that going for you, and how can we follow along with that?
Oh, well, we wrapped the series, so Gamers is done. But I don't know. I was really glad when Kristen cast me in the show, she cast a bunch of actual gamers in the show.
Right.
So we had a couple ideas on like what we could do with that, but the production schedule was so crazy that we never got a chance to. But it was really fun. It was fun, you know.
Yeah, so going along, you have a different mindset when you're doing anime series just doing the main character. Like when it's just like you and maybe one other VA that are kind of playing off each other, you know, like you come in and they do, you know, you come in, do a whole bunch of lines, and then they have to come in and follow you, and then they have to listen to your lines. So what's it like when you are the only like maybe main two actors on an entire series, and knowing like, you know, there's all those other great actors in the building that day, but it's just you and one other guy that get to play off each other basically?
It's a lot of responsibility. First time I did it, first time I had a lead was K-Domino in Gamers, and that was... It all depends on the schedule. So sometimes I'd come in and I'd be the very first one to record. So we would go through and record every line in the script, and I had nothing to work off of. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of like, you have to draw, like pull, draw deep.
Because all you're getting is visual cues from the show.
Yeah. So it's a lot of work sometimes. Sometimes like the whole show is already recorded, and then it's super easy. You're just playing off of everything you hear. Sometimes it's rough. In Danganronpa, we did, there's a scene where my character has a kiss with the Jade Saxon's character.
Yeah.
And she hadn't recorded yet. I had to do the kiss, and she like slips him some candy or something, so it's like a long sort of thing, whatever. And that was the weirdest thing I've had to do, was like make out with this microphone for 30 seconds. It was great. It was funny.
Alrighty, and now again, you how about the anime series 91 Days? It's a little bit different than a usual anime series out there. How's it going for you?
It's great. It's great. We wrapped that one too.
Okay.
And that was probably one where I had to go through, that character goes through the most change out of any role that I've done, I think. And that was, that's the first time that I've had like a breakthrough or a breakdown in the booth. And for anyone that's seen the show, they know why. But it was really emotional for me, and that's always very gratifying as an actor.
Yeah, especially when you're able to break down those barriers, or it's just really tough. I mean, you're new, fresh to the industry, so for you, these are really key moments for you. So how is it like, you know, just taking on those moments and being like, all right, this is my first time I got to do this, I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it. You go all in, right? And so my background is in stage, and in stage, the stakes are very high.
Yes.
You are in front of a live audience.
Yes.
If you mess up, that's it.
Yeah.
So even though it's kind of nerve-wracking in the booth sometimes, I'd say it's a little easier than stage, because if you mess up, you can just do another take. You know, it's not like everyone's watching in that moment, so it's not too bad.
Alrighty, tell us about your character in 91 Days, Lawless Heaven.
Oh, Lawless Heaven is it's the alcohol that my character Corteo brews in 91 Days. and
Well, I guess you're now drinking.
I'm now drinking, you guys. He lives in like Prohibition era Chicago, and he's a really good guy. He just wants to go to school, and so he brews alcohol, and apparently he's really good at it, and he just wants to sell it to bars and use the money to go to school and be a respectable human being.
Like Al Capone was.
Yeah, totally.
Alrighty. So another show that you got to do right now that's at Funimation is MMO Junkie. Yeah. How funny is it to be in a metagame, considering that you're also doing voice acting work for games as well?
Yeah, that was weird. It was cool. It was cool but strange to play an avatar, because Clifford Chapin, who cast me in the show, thought it would be interesting to put me in a role where the character that's playing my character, because I just play the avatar, right, is female. Right. I was like, Clifford, you're giving me a lot to work with here. This is hard. This is really hard. So I had to play the character as though it was motivated by a woman but still be male. Right. Which was really sort of a stretch, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun.
I actually play a lot of females, actually, as my main characters in most games. I do, actually. Like, people are like, what? I was like, yeah, I usually actually play female characters versus male characters in most MMOs.
Why?
It's uniquely different. Like, you feel... I like to see a female character be empowered and be strong over a male, and also, you know, female characters just look a lot better. I'm not gonna lie.
I had a friend that did the same thing, but his reasoning for doing that was because people would give him free stuff.
Oh, that's true, 100%.
Yeah, so a little different.
No, I'm totally honest. Like, you're like, hey, how you doing? Oh, that's a free sword. All right, cool. Thanks. Have a nice day. Like, you just gave that to me. All right. Now, big question of the evening is that tonight is Mr. J. Michael Tatum's roast. How are things gonna go, good sir?
Oh, I'm so excited. I have so much to share.
Did you live with him?
Right, yeah, and we've lived together for over 4 years now.
Right.
So the stakes are high, very high.
On you.
On me, right. If I
Of all people.
if I screw this up, this could be very bad for me. But it'll be great. I've got a lot of great stuff planned that I don't think has been done before at a roast. So you'll see it tonight.
Alrighty, well, I hope to be there for it. Now, again, how do we keep up with you on social media?
Oh, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. BRANMCI, like Brand Mickey, is my handle for everything. BRANMCI, and you can just follow me on anything really, and I'll be there.
All right, and just one other quick thing. What current projects can fans check out that aren't behind the pesky NDA wall?
I've got this really cool video game that I wish I could talk about. That'll be out in a couple months. What can I talk about? That's a great question.
You're just like Tatum.
Oh gosh. I wrapped Dies Irae, which that was fun. I was leading that as well, and MMO Junkie, of course. And I've got a lot of Black Clover coming down the wire. I wish I could talk about all the things. We just started a new season of Funimation, and nothing has been released yet that I'm working on. So I'm so sorry, but just it'll be on social media, so it'll be there soon.
All right, and a message you want to get out to all the wonderful fans that have been able to help you along this journey to this point.
Oh, thank you so much for following me and keeping up with me. I've had so many people like come through my line and talk about characters, like the very first characters that I've done that have been very small, and it's meant so much to me. So thank you so much, and please keep following, and I'll do my best to keep you all updated.
All right, thanks again, Brandon. It's been awesome talking to you, and we're going to check you out at the roast.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.